Welcome back, guys. You've probably noticed, same cap, same t-shirt for 3 videos now. It's because I'm doing all of the filming at once today and then doing all the editing tomorrow. Because I want to get some streaming done during the day this week rather than just streaming overnight. So there you go, that's why. So we're going to look at all the group quests in Terrokar. Now, I might leave some out if they don't give any rewards or I don't think that they're worth doing. But someone did mention in the comments before that the ones, they might not give good rewards, but are they worth doing, you know, just for quick XP? The thing is with Terrokar, a lot of them are quite long chains. Now, there's a few that are not long chains, obviously, but if you was like doing a 5-man group and you've been farming mana tombs, for example, and then, I don't know, you want to just jump out and do some quests together, Terrokar's probably not the best place to go because, yeah, as I say, they're just quite long chains. But I will go over the ones that give good rewards, and if there are ones without long chains, we'll also have a look at those. Terrokar, other than Overlord, which you can see in my Hellfire guide for group quests that I've already done on the channel, so feel free to check that out. Besides that, you've got 2 good trinkets that you can get from Terrokar group quests. Neither of them are particularly difficult. You will probably want a friend with you, but yeah, it's a couple of good trinkets. So if you're going in not having BIS, you know, full BIS Nax gear, or maybe it's a fresh 58 boost, or whatever it is, maybe it's an ult, maybe you're a shaman, maybe you're a paladin, you know, on your blood elves or space goats, then these are probably the first decent trinkets that you're going to get outside of the big group quest in Hellfire, which is called Overlord. Now, if you find any of this useful, obviously please do like, subscribe. I mean, thank you everybody for the support so far. You know, the numbers are incredible. Literally didn't expect to be sat where we are today already before TBC even comes out. So yeah, thank you to everyone who subscribed. And obviously there's plenty of giveaways that are going to be going on throughout the week, including razor giveaways, pets, mounts. There's so much going on at the moment, and I do need to actually announce the winner of the cap and crackers, which I'll make sure to include that in a video this week as well. But let's dive in and let's have a look at what the best ones are. I'm going to start with the trinkets. We've got to start with the trinket quests. So the first one is Torgos. Now, to do Torgos, first of all, you need to do Wanted Bone Lashers. Now, obviously, depending on whether you're Horde or Alliance, would depend where this comes from. So it'll either start in Alarian Stronghold for the Alliance, or Stonebreaker Hold if you're Horde. Now, it's fairly easy. You'll just need to kill 20 non-elite Bone Lashers and go and hand in. That's it. And then you'll get a follow-up quest, which will be then the actual group quest that's going to reward you one of these 2 trinkets. So it's going to either be Tablet of Precision, which is hit and attack power on use, or hit and then spell damage and healing on use. Now, both of these trinkets early on, you know, depending on which one you're going to use, you know, it's a very nice hit trinket. And a lot of people sort of, on fresh characters, you know, this is going to be the first hit trinket you're probably going to find. So definitely worth doing this quest. Once you've killed all the birds and you've handed in, you've got Torgos, then you need to get the Tau Feather of Torgos. But first, you'll need to head back to where you was killing the birds originally on that big sort of mound, and there'll be Trachula, who's like a big named bird. Now, this is not actually the bird that you need to kill the quest, but this is what you need to lure Torgos down to be able to kill him. So first, you need to go and get Trachula's carcass, and then once you've got Trachula's carcass, you'll head over to the northwest of the Bone Wastes, and you'll find a glowing scarecrow where you'll place Trachula's carcass down, and then it will call Torgos down and you kill him. Now, this is soloable by quite a lot of classes. It does hit quite hard, don't get me wrong, especially on cloth, but I don't think Frost Mages are going to have a problem soloing this. Prop Warriors, Prop Paladins, Feral Druids, there's quite a few that will be Hunters, obviously. There'll be a lot of people that can handle this just fine. But if you want to play it safe, obviously, bring a friend, because no doubt you're going to have a friend that wants to get this trinket anyway. So this is the first one. So let's move on to the next one that gives a trinket, and that's the Vengeful Heartbringer. Now, to get this quest, you first need to have completed the quest, the Infested Protectors. Now, the Infested Protectors is a quest to kill all the trees and walking big root walker guys, kill them, and then some termites come out and you kill those and then you hand in. And this starts at the main caravan in the Bone Wastes. But once you've done that quest, and like I say, you're friendly with Lower City, you'll then be able to pick up the Vengeful Heartbringer. Now, this quest requires you to go into the Tomb of Lights and defend a Tomb Guardian. So you basically fight your way through, you get to like an altar type thing at the end, and then you summon a big sort of curator looking mob. But you can't let any of the spawns that spawn, obviously, hit him. I learnt the hard way. So you need to have a decent amount of AoE or cleave just to be able to nuke through these. Now, it suggests 3 players. I think you could comfortably do this with 2, because it's only like a couple of waves of 3 mobs and then a single non-elite hard mob at the end, basically. But you can't let them get anywhere near your curator looking friend that's channeling a spell, basically. On a side note, there's also a quest called the Tomb of Lights, which is actually in exactly the same place, and it's to kill like 10 of each of the Nevermancers and the Plunderers. Now, I actually thought Tomb of Lights was a pre-quest, but I got both of these quests at the same time, so just bear that in mind. But once you've done it, once you've done this quest, then you can choose between these two trinkets. So you've got Ancient Draenei War Talisman, which is crit and attack power on use, and then a spell crit and spell damage and healing on use. Both on a 1.5-minute cooldown, but as I say, solid green trinkets. Now, the next one I want to talk about is actually a quest that you do in Shattrath. Now, you get a nice blue neck from this quest, which the quest is not overly difficult. You might be able to solo it if you've got good amounts of cleave or AoE. If not, if you haven't got a lot of cleave or AoE, then you might need a friend. But basically, this actually starts again. It doesn't start in Shattrath, but the bit where you get the blue neck sort of finishes in Shattrath. This will start again at Spinebreaker or Alarian Stronghold for the Alliance, and it will be to go to Shattrath and talk to Rylak the Redeemed. Then once you spoke to Rylak the Redeemed, he'll want you to do some stuff in Val Shalas, signal fires, quick follow-up, just running backwards and forwards, nothing too difficult, but then you'll get to the point where you can get the quest, which is called the Skettis Offensive. Now, be careful not to start this if you haven't got much cleave or AoE and you're on your own, because you'll probably die, like I did on a Feral Druid on the first attempt. But in all fairness, I wasn't buffed, and my questie just automatically took it, so my bad. But once you've just held off the waves of mobs and then killed the last big bird, then you're going to get either Choker of Blooded Feathers, which is agility, stamina, and attack power, or intellect, stamina, and spell damage on the Necklace of Bloody Feathers. Not the most exciting quest, that one, but, you know, it's still a nice blue neck if you happen to need one, so worth bearing in mind, and it's quite an easy quest, and you could sort of just do that when you're going back to Shat to maybe take a portal to go and train up or something like that. Thought it was worth mentioning. Now, this next one's really nice if you're a rogue, or, I mean, if you're a spellcaster, it can be useful, but it's not that great. As a rogue, you're going to get a reasonably decent dagger from this, and quite early as well, because it actually only requires level 63 to get. So this will start at the southern end of Orkenden, so in the Bone Wastes, and it will start with a quest called Digging Through the Bones, and you basically follow like an excavation team over to the side of a mountain. They do some stuff, dig up some stuff, and then you go back. And then what you get is a quest that says it's a group quest, but at this moment in time, don't be deterred, just do it. So it's called Thumping, and you get a little drum, you bang a drum, a worm comes out of the ground, you kill it, you loot it. Sometimes a worm don't come up and a little angry sand gnome comes up. Obviously, just kill that and carry on. Even though it says group, at this moment in time, it's not group. It's actually the next part of the quest chain that's group, and that's called the Big Bone Worm. Now, this is where you probably will want a friend or two. I'd probably say one person you'll be quite safe with. It classes it as a free-player quest, but I'm pretty sure with two of you, you shouldn't have too much of an issue, especially if one of you either wears plate or you're a Feral Druid, you know, so you can take a bit of a battering. But it gives 3 very nice daggers. So you've either got an offhand, which is basically, yeah, a nice fast 1.4 speed crit and attack power. You've got a main hand, which is obviously a bit slower, so it's like 1.8 speed, 9 agility, 38 attack power. The reason I'm saying that's a main hand is obviously due to the speed. It's not physically main hand. They're both one hand. And then you've got a spellcaster, so 9 in, 19 crit, and 30 spell damage on a dagger. So all 3 of these a really nice reward to get on your way up. It will probably last you a couple of levels until you do the Ring of Blood. Now, the next quest, it's not a very long chain. Well, it's actually only a chain of 3 quests, and the group quest is actually part 2. The third part is just literally delivering the news type quest. But this, again, is in the Bone Waste. This time it's down in sort of the southeast corner. I'll show you on the map. Now, first of all, you need to kill 20 spiders or Dreadfang Widows, whatever they're called. That's just the first part, which you obviously don't require a group for, but if you've got a friend that's doing it at the same time, you might as well kill them together. And then once you go back and hand this in, you'll then get the follow-up, which is to kill this big tarantula. Now, the rewards from this are not amazing, don't get me wrong. You've got like a main hand sword, which would be nice for a paladin, you know, potentially, to get some spell damage and healing, because it gives 50 and then 16 crit. Obviously, yeah, it'd be nice for a mage or a warlock if you need it, but sort of rings out prop paladin for me, especially as there's going to be so many of them leveling. The ring is quite nice, so a trifactor stat ring with 12 hit rating as well, not too bad. It's got a pair of plate shoulders, crit, spell damage and healing, again, potentially for a prop paladin could be quite useful. And then it's got a fairly bad offhand. 7 mana per 5 and 18 intellect. This is not one you're really going to be doing for the items. This is more one you're going to be doing for the quests, or just for the XP, you know, because you're going to get the XP from this portion of the quest, and then when you go back and hand it in, when you get sent to Shattrath base camp, then you get some more XP as well. So just thought this one was worth chucking in. Now, there's 2 I'm going to skip and not really spend too much time talking about, just because the rewards are pretty poor. So I'll put those up now. So Escape from Firewing Point, they're the rewards that you can get from that quest, and then there's also Evil Draws Near, and those are the rewards you can get from that. The only reason I'm leaving these out is Escape from Firewing Point, you probably will just do this anyway. It's an escort quest. It is annoying, and you will want at least one person with you just to make it safe. But odds are you'll be over there questing in that particular area. Somebody will be around, and you'll end up doing the escort together anyway. So it's not really one worth talking about. And as I say, the rewards are not that great, so it doesn't really matter. And you'll just probably do it naturally as you're leveling. If the place is being farmed enough because everyone's questing, the escort will be given. It will just be a given anyway, because if all the mobs are dead, it just walks along and just walks out. It's perfect. So again, don't need to spend much time on that. And then the other one, Evil Draws Near, is just so annoying that you need to loot 20 skulls to then combine those skulls at a summoning portal, and then you summon a boss. The rewards are pretty lackluster, and it's quite a farmy sort of group quest. It's not one that I would recommend going out of your way to do. If you're doing every quest in Terrokar, then obviously by all means do it. As I say, I really wouldn't go out of my way personally for any of the rewards from this quest. So this brings us to the last one I want to talk about. Now, there are actually a couple that are Eldor or Scryer specific that you can get from Shattrath, but again, you're doing that more for the rep than anything else, and they're pretty much all soloable, so not really worth talking about. But this one you might want to get if you like pets, because you're going to get a pet that you can call out, which, not my thing, not going to lie, but it's just a nice quest to do anyway for the XP. But that quest is called Skywing. You literally just go down and talk to the bird, and then you do an escort. That's it. There's not much more to it. You probably will want one person with you at least, just to make it safe. The quest rewards, as you can see on screen, are not amazing. They're reasonably good, don't get me wrong. Again, you know, a decent sort of prop pally chest if you like. You know, some decent Mal leggings for the shamans, and then Sky Witch hat. You know, they're not terrible, but you're not going to go out of your way to do this for, you know, in particular just for these items. But you do get mini wing, so you know, if collecting all the pets in the game is your thing, then you're probably going to want to do this quest anyway. As I say, not overly difficult whatsoever. There's no pre-quest or anything like that you need to do. You only need to be level 63 to be able to get the quest, and it does only suggest 2 people. As I say, you could probably do this on your own, to be quite honest, but I would take a second person for safety, because you don't want to get to the end where the elite mob is and then die and have to run back and try it again. So just get a friend and just you know, play together in this MMO. Anyway guys, that's Terrokar. I hope you found it useful. If you did, like I said before, please make sure you like, subscribe, keep me hyped, I'll keep you hyped. Let's get TBC out as soon as possible, and let's start smashing some bosses. Till the next one, peace out.